Hello and welcome to Brave Astrology. Today we're going to talk about the full moon supermoon of December 4th, 2025. And I hope that you are super enthusiastic to hear this astrological forecast because I see it being a harbinger of hope and shining illuminating light on our destinies, because this is no ordinary full moon. This is a supermoon. When the moon appears both bigger and brighter in our night sky. In fact, in the year 2025, we already experienced 2 supermoons in October and November. But this December supermoon will be the 3rd supermoon in that series. And I believe that it's signaling that we will be receiving some resolution to the questions that began arising in October 2025 in regards to our life purpose. I'm sure many of you felt that shift. October 2025 was truly a monumental time in terms of our consciousness and awareness of what we desire. Not just for our earthly desires, but on a higher plane of what we desire for our beings. And how is it that we can come to feel whole and shining at our most luminous and living our best glorious life, just like the full moon. And this full moon, many believe it's falling on the Gemini-Sagittarius axis. And if you are familiar with the tropical western chart, then this full moon aligns with the western tropical degrees of 13 to 14 Gemini. But per sidereal astrology, it is actually falling on the axis of Taurus and Scorpio, because that is where the constellations truly are in our modern time. So we need to be grateful for this, because the moon is exalted in Taurus. And in Vedic astrology, this region of Taurus is known as the nakshatra Rohini, and it's symbolized by a cart or chariot. And how lovely that is to contemplate. The moon chariot. I just love the sound of that. And it's bringing to mind the Greek mythology of Selene, the Greek goddess of the moon. She was said to drive a chariot, and in some stories, this chariot was guided by 2 bulls, as this was how she was able to be exalted in the night sky, night after night after night. So this echoes the theme of the moon feeling comfortable with Taurus especially, as the bulls were her constant companions throughout all of her travels. And this really speaks to the concept of feelings and emotions regarding comfort and security. And for this particular full moon, it's especially highlighting those feelings of security in regards to Taurus themes, such as resources and what one possesses, what one has, what one owns. We should also note that on the other side of that axis, we have the Sun, Venus, and Mars aligning with the constellation of Scorpio. Now, fortunately, Mars is in his domicile placement here in Scorpio. And again, I would like to mention that this is the Vedic sidereal placement, the constellation of Scorpio, where Mars currently is, just to clarify. So I believe that this will be providing energy to try and pursue those material comforts and resources that Taurus desires. Now, if you listened to my astrological forecast for the new moon of November 20th, 2025, then you remember that I felt such importance of the Venus and Mars energetic contributions to the overall chart of that new moon. And if you haven't had the chance to listen to that episode yet, then please do. Because once again, Venus and Mars are so incredibly potent to this full moon December chart as well. It truly echoes the necessity for balance of these polarizations. You need to implement both Venus and Mars into your life, both the beauty of Venus and the motivation and the drive of Mars. Now, Venus does feel a little out of her element in Scorpio, but fortunately, both Venus and the Sun are passing through the Vedic nakshatra called Anuradha, and it's symbolized by the lotus flower and associated with friendship. And one of the key characteristics of the lotus flower is that it grows in water that is perceived dirty and muddy. But when it blooms above that water, it is so beautiful and pristine. It's like the analogy of being a diamond that comes from the rough and makes one think of rising above the situation, rising above the muddy water. And this is very much a theme of Scorpio, where they often endure challenge, but they need to find a way to become like the phoenix and rise above it. Just like a lotus flower rising above the water, and like how Taurian bulls carry Selene's moon chariot to rise above in the night sky. And yes, this is not just an ordinary moon, but a supermoon, where one needs to be super resourceful to achieve the superb Selenian dreams. This is the supermoon to make a wish on, but it's up to you to take the Mars-inspired initiative to implement the change you wish to see in your life. Again, this is Scorpio energy, change, transformation, transfiguration. And that is what Venus in Scorpio is here trying to do. To change into something that is more beautiful and desirable than ever before. And because the sun is also here in Scorpio, while both the full moon and sun are in square to Rahu and Ketu, otherwise known as the North Node and South Node. This might transform your solar identity and your destiny as you knew it to be. So always remember this, that no matter what, you are the lotus flower. And what you unfold and blossom to be is very special. And where you decide to drive your chariot to the future is your choice. Your destiny and your drive is your decision. These are your scorpionics hidden Taurian resources, and that no matter what, you always have the ability to grow and to change. So, thank you again for listening to this astrological reading. I hope that it brings you hope and motivation for your future. And if you enjoyed it, then please like and subscribe to receive upcoming readings. This is Brave Astrology, where the supermoon shines to herald the dawn of a new day. Thank you, and take care.